ஒருத்தி இருக்கா அவளுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியாது தமிழ்ல பேசினா புரியாதே ஒருத்தன் இருக்கா அவன் ஹிந்தி பேசினா சந்தி சிரிச்சிரும் அந்தி பொழுதுல அவளை பார்த்துறான் முதல் முறையா.
Can you walk the audience through what is the independent music industry in Chennai?
It's very varied. There's a lot of bands which like before I think the general trend was that a lot of people were making music in English, starting from bands like, I think it kind of started all from bands like Junkyard Groove. They started like one legacy in a sense where a lot of people are making that kind of English rock music. And now in the last couple of years we have seen a rise of a lot of Tamil artists coming out. And right now I think the industry is kind of dominated by a lot of Tamil hip hop. Tamil hip hop is kind of taken center stage. I think as is in most other places as well, like the local hip hop scene is the first like kind of the music to kind of reach as many people as possible. So we are seeing a little bit of a rise of a lot of Tamil independent artists as well. So it's nice to see that change. And it's been, as far as I've seen in the last 20 years, it's been pretty positive how things have changed, and seeing a lot more artists who are making their own kind of music. So that's great to see.
And what was it like say 20 years ago or in the 80s, if you guys are aware of it, and how do you think it has progressed?
In fact, Chennai has lots of roots, and like Srikant said, it has varied influences and exposure. So like, so we started the band in 2002, and it's almost 20 plus years, and we have seen the evolution of music as such in this part. Like when we started, it was more of a public engaging act, where independent music would be music other than films, which can be exhibited, and the only form of exhibition we used to get were like public gigs in auditoriums and a handful of music festivals. But the frequency of public gigs where you had people buying tickets and coming and watching us was like going at a frequent pace, like I would say till 2008-10. So once the YouTube evolution started, the era took place, then it became more inclined towards the music video contents. And those were the various exhibits and music festivals eventually started coming out. Every festivals were there, but more on the main front became bigger after that. So I think I would say the digitalization, which helped in reaching the Indie Act to more audience rather than thing, but I would still say, like if you compare, like indie should still get the name and the recognition it needs to, because it's obviously it's nothing when you compare it with films. Film has a different backing and exposure, but the same indie is the place where you have more creative minds coming in together, and it's a accumulation of different perspectives from a band or a singer-songwriter. So it has gone well, it has reached wider audience, but when you take it to the geographic part of it, for example, being in Tamil Nadu, it's still conservative, and you don't have more exhibits as in for indie music when it comes to the live scenario. So now the shift has taken in terms of like digital releases and music video, those kind of things, which has kind of curbed the live act, and it's more of the production part which is coming out more. Produce kind of a music versus live.
Live kind of, yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of smaller festivals keep consistently popping up, right? I see that you did something called the Castless Collective. Can you walk us through it a little bit?
That was a band.
Okay.
Yeah. That was an idea that started from Paranjit. He had this idea of sort of bringing together people from different groups and creating music. He had a message of oppression, and he has a history of dealing with these kind of things. His message in his movies also, he talks about this a lot. So that was the idea basically, to bring in artists and just to have like a residency program where we learn from each other. That opened my mind to a whole other world that I wasn't exposed to before. And I'm guessing it was the same for them as well, you know. So that in itself created a bond. Like, I've lived in Chennai all my life, but I've never engaged with a community like that. But through music, I was able to do it, through independent music, you know. So it's special what we do, and it brings us together in a more genuine and true sense of who we are and where we come from. Because we are a product of our environment, and how can we express that? We as musicians do it through our music, so it's a good reflection of society today, what we do.
And how did you transform to Jatayu after that?
So I've been going way back, I've always been a different kind of musician. I started playing the guitar, and I could never do cover songs as they were. It was something that was holding me back, and initially it felt like I was doing something wrong. You know, I didn't know a space like this exists where you can do whatever you want. And if it feels good and sounds good, it's good. I didn't think that was possible, but the more I met other musicians in the city, I went to music school at Swarnabhumi. But before Swarnabhumi, I met Kebar from Kurangan. We played together, and just meeting different people who have, like he said, you know, different perspectives. That really opens up your mind, and it creates something very special and unique and genuine. So there I really found my space. That's when I was like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. Because that freedom to really express who you are, that doesn't come anywhere else. The word independent, I mean, it says it all. It's independent, so you have to do everything yourself, but the plus side is you get to do whatever you want, you know. But yes, there are pros and cons, but I take that any day over being told what to do with my music.
What do you think? Like, please, I'm open to the floor.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to, you know, kind of feel like an interviewer at all. What do you guys think are like the pros or the cons, or what's the thing that keeps you back, holding on to this industry?
The thing is, yeah, like these three people actually pretty much summarized it. What I feel about the indie scene that's here, existing here, is like, yeah, like what Srikant told, the Tamil hip-hop scene is booming here. Like a lot of amazing artists are actually doing their own music and making it busters around. But the thing is, yeah, I am in a search now where I'm just because now independent music in general, the way it is actually portrayed or something, is also coming from a very commercial angle, where a song that is made for a film, or a song which should ideally be made for a film, is not made for a film, and it's released as a music video. So that's actually something that I've been observing. I'm not talking about right and wrong. It's like, of course, it's their own expression. But what I'm seeing now is when labels come into it, branding something as independent music, and the song that comes out of the label is not an independent song. What comes out of it is a film song. Ideally, it should have been featured in a Rajinikanth film or a Vijay film or Abhijith film, but it came as an independent track, and it was shot in a way where it will impact the film viewing audience and all of those. It is actually giving huge name for independent music. Independent music is getting popular as a word. It is getting popular by that, but I don't know whether it is actually true to its name. Is what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Because
it's not independent anymore. It's
Yeah,
not independent.
that's what.
It's just
It's supported
non-film
by
music
the
that's
label.
coming out.
The thing about independent, like the name says it, it's genuine expression. So when I go for an independent show, I expect something genuine and something unique. Like, it's a unique voice. You have something to tell me. Tell me what it is. I'm open. But if you give me a template, that is there to just make money, then I've lost, you've lost me. It's just another template. Okay, fine, I understand the money behind it. It's a template, it makes money. Like you said, you package it, produce it well, it'll make money, but don't label it as independent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing is, yeah, as a person who follows the film ethos very well, I'm also into films. I compose for films and all of those. I really like it. I really like the entire ethos of making music for a film, how to get the scene inside us and get something. Yeah, everything is good. But when we come to independent music, like we can even do a song like, okay, this coffee is very nice, we can do a song.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the purpose of indie music, I feel. I personally feel, maybe if I'm having a
It's a
conversation with
reflection
him,
of your emotion
Yeah,
or
if-
your mindset at that point of time.
if I'm having a very deep conversation with him or anyone here or with you or anyone, I can write a song about it. If I'm having a very happy conversation, I can write a song about it. That's the spirit of independent music is what. So, for example, he was telling about working with Costless Collective, where they are singing about something like about oppression,
About their daily lives, whatever they're
about
going
some
through. Yeah.
a section of people who are getting oppressed every day. See, it varies in different places, but it has something genuine that's coming out.
It's their side.
It's the-
it's
yeah.
an expression of their side.
There's complete freedom to do whatever you want. That's the spirit of indie music, is what I feel.
Now
But when it comes from a label, when it comes from a label where the entire idea of the song is like watching a film.
Yeah.
You can actually imagine the song in a theater. Oh, okay. This can be well fit into a scene. No, but it's been channelized as independent music. It's just little sad for me. It's like, okay, then
See, I would say where it all comes, it's again influence and conditioning the mindset. See, I would say like there are a lot of labels who have emerged suddenly in Chennai and they are promoting. So it's a goodwill that they have come, but eventually not many would come out and say this, because we are undergoing certain things where we feel we are not required. We are not marketing people, we are artists. So we haven't learned something called marketing, and automatically you take a product and you expect a label to promote it. We don't have an independent artist is taking to a label because he needs he can make it as a career if supported by label. But the problem is label comes up with conditions in restructuring a song. For example, they come up with haptics like skip ratio or hook length, and I don't know what is the terminology, because it's like, okay, you have learnt music all your life, and if you get dictated by a person who doesn't even know about music, who has just a business accumulation, okay, we accept, okay, they are pointing out to certain fact. But now they have a hand to restructure a song
exactly.
in the name of reels. And so you put an effort for a song which is say 3 minutes, even 30 minutes is what they value for. And that's how an artist who is coming or upcoming or an indie artist in their name is being treated, which is sad. Yeah. And I think like Sahib mentioned, it's a true expression. That is why it's indie. Otherwise, you are not being ethical to the product what you are exhibiting. Yeah. And so it's still being controlled by these labels that nobody is independent now. And it's only the fame and name which drives them to it. And even if you take the musicians, there are plenty of talented, creative genius here. But their life, the sustainability depends on their monetary needs. And eventually 90% of the artists play for cover gigs. You see? So the ratio of like your intent to do it for your own product is being diminished by the monetary needs. So eventually you find more artists migrating towards covers. It's not a fault, it's their sustainable. Once we develop a model or give a secure environment for artists who can write their own song and give the encouragement in forms of have more exhibits like what we used to see in like 2008, like in auditorium. But the sad reality is now those auditoriums where we have performed our World Music Act with keyboard, drums, the same venues now come up with a clause saying you can do a performance without these instruments. How can a venue decide why can't we
Western
call Western instrument? Yeah, some venues like, yeah, of course.
Why?
In the name of being conservative, They say it would spoil the chastity of the music, it seems. We as musicians,
extremely different level by them.
that is what. We feel there are no boundaries, no in music, but these are the hardships which we face. When you don't have venue, what can we do?
Yeah.
That is why like we are
With
forced to
Jatayu,
create the thing.
we face that a lot because what we do is Carnatic fusion.
Yeah.
And we rip apart, like there are rules in Carnatic music, you know.
Yeah.
We just rip it up inside out because that's what we like to do. What can we do this? What direction can we take this in? How does this make us feel? So that we got a lot of, what do you say?
Slack.
Yes, from the Carnatic community.
Exactly. That happens.
And you get cut off from that community after that. So, like he said, they have the venues, they have the auditoriums, the support system and ecosystem is there. So, as soon as you break those rules a little bit and there's some tension there, you're cut off from that ecosystem. So, you have to, like he's doing, we have to build our own ecosystem.
build our own community.
People say music is boundless, but in reality it's not. So, it's like, see, there are a lot of things. We see like, it's why they say it's struggling for an independent musician to make it, but like you are dependent on all these factors, and we need to bridge it because you can't expect musician to come up with stats like I have so many followers, so that's why he or she is deemed to be good.
Yeah.
That's how it's sellable. So that equation shouldn't come. It should be identified for their work of art or what's unique. And now with this age of AI also, AI is again a generative form which picks up the popular form of music. And again, that is going to multiply the demand. Then who is there to fill this part of being creative and get an offbeat music? That's why like...
Then it all starts sounding the same. Right?
Yeah, that is
I
what.
feel like
It's
that's
getting
we're
most
going
of music
towards.
is-
No, that's
has
again
started
because of
from
the
the same.
labels, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Because they come up with a reference saying we need a hit song like this with these skip ratio haptics and
Okay,
hook
walk
clause.
us through what skip ratio is because not a lot of people know about it.
Labels expect you to do a song, start a song, and guarantee them that people won't skip this song. As an artist, how can I even expect?
So think from an artist perspective, like
First 10 seconds, that's
Like
what
you
they're-
have on YouTube, you have this data,
Yeah.
right? Most replayed
Yeah,
or
yeah,
most
yeah.
skipped. You have all of this data. So they gather all of that data and they have a system where within this first 15 seconds, you need to have
You
a
need
hook
to have
or
a-
you
yeah.
need to have something that catches
Engage
the audience. Yeah.
Because if the song runs for 30 seconds, then you're paid for that stream. That stream gets basically, it counts as a stream. So that,
And that's all they care about.
That's all they
numbers.
so they actually are investing now on an actor to be featured on a video. Crores and crores of money they are investing on that.
But not on giving infrastructure to the
Indie
ones
bands.
making the music.
The production of the
The
thing,
production,
ratio
yeah,
is very
yeah.
less. People will hardly find it like, they would be ashamed to even say it out because that's the thing which is being valued. And I think in my experience, I've done 4 to 5 albums which had been released even before Apple Music or digital streaming even came. And we had signed the contract for them. But now those companies are working as a shell company where you can't access them. And they are throwing copyrights on our songs, where I am the composer,
Yeah.
where I haven't signed the deal. And till now it's been, 16 years and they're still enjoying the benefit. And I find it difficult to post my song and like I have to go through the scrutiny. And this happens.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and there are these royalty collection agencies which have to represent the artist in collecting money on behalf of them. That's the job of these collection agencies. But what they do, they build like a bullying team. And now we can't do a corporate show peacefully because we have been told by the hotel that if we have to play or perform or allow our equipments into the hotel, we need to get an NOC from these agencies, where they are not even involved as our royalty collectors because we are doing our original music. In their defense, they are coming and saying, okay, we might get sued legally by these royalty collection agencies. So since as a precaution, you have to pay some N number of amount to that, then only they'll let us. So when we,
So,
so
in the
there
middle
is
of
no,
all this, the musician is getting like.
why should I feel
Yeah.
humiliated for playing my music and go through a scrutiny for cover songs? And they don't understand. It's more like a scam that it's pretty much evident everywhere that it's a scam. Like if you don't pay up in advance, they don't get us to perform. Simple as that. And they charge so much where we don't get to know, where we don't get in return their royalty for our performance because we are playing our own song. And some agencies who represent other labels, film labels, they claim that money at no effort or no cost. So this is a scam going, and I don't know like how many have brought it. These are the hardships I'm saying. Being a musician, even to perform live, you have these problems, these copyright acts which act against the artist, for original artists, I would say. And we don't have a proper compliance standards to follow or measure or a reporting system as who to do it.
It's all
like it's vague.
It's vague.
And one simple factor is why are artists still struggling and publishers are becoming crorepathies? This would answer your question. There are a number of publishing companies who makes lakhs and crores with the songs, and the artists are still poor.
Same with selling a song to a label also, right? Like the labels are making kick-ass money. The thing is,
In the name of exclusivity, we are left with no rights. But still there are copyright laws. I would suggest that any independent musician should have a strong lawyer with them from now, because this is the right time where they have streamlined all the copyright laws and you can't infringe any work of others. So that itself is like a shield for us as independent artists. Now we need to be careful with agencies and distribution platforms who don't fool us around. There is still no transparency in that. So once we streamline, then artists will get a secure environment to become a full-fledged artist, not conditioned by what others feel. That's when the true musician self comes out.
and yeah, there are multiple shades of problems. So one set of artists are struggling to put their music out. Artists who put their music out are also suffering because of the things that he
Lack of data.
lack of all these. So like everything is a problem here for indie music.
But it's crazy to think that you go for a gig, play your own music,
Yeah.
and then they don't pay you.
Yeah, it's
The client is paying extra to whoever the collecting body
No,
is.
not the client. I'm saying you won't even be allowed. And we try to explain the client, okay, you don't have to pay them because we are
Because
going
it's
to
our
play
own
our
music.
music.
That's
and
my
I'm
pitch
exempting
usually.
you from paying the money.
That's my
which-
pitch to get the gig.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm playing my own music. You
Exactly.
don't have to pay
You're an IPRS and all
You don't have to pay
went to
them.
that level
No,
now.
that is what we
I
are doing.
use that as a pitch.
So
Otherwise, they ask for
don't-
covers. I'll be like, okay, if you have the budget, pay. I'll do the cover gig. Pay IPRS, pay us extra. I'll do the cover gig. But I have another offer for you where it's cheaper. But I get to play my own music.
No, because the thing is, there's also an under-table dealing. They tell the client because they come and tell them at the neck of the minute, so end up yielding to their pressure. They pay because show is more important
Yeah.
for
For
them.
them.
So
And
what
they're
happens
smart.
is, yeah.
They come in the last
Last
moment and they'll apply pressure.
Yeah.
And what
It's
happens
very
is,
dirty.
they give you an invoice saying these are things. I don't know how that's been done. You need to submit the songs, they need to assess it. But in the name of offer, they say, for example, okay, you have to pay 1 lakh plus the GST, go legally. They say, okay, this is the neck of minute. If you want the show to happen, I'll send you a GPay number, pay him 50K. We won't send any person from our company to raise an issue. So that's not accounted, that's not mentioned. I can tell it, I have proofs. We are going through this. I don't mind sharing it anywhere. I don't feel threatened because I've been in this industry. Music is there to help us and we take it passionately. And when we feel exploited, we need to raise this issue, and all bands or artists should get together in writing a petition so that this is the only way to safeguard our content. Because from now onward, any creative content is your asset. Because that's the only thing which is lifeless. That will keep helping you every day. That's why we encourage musicians, even though they do covers, at least have a couple of days of practice or jam with bands. The main reason why I set up this thing is we have our own productions facility where we'll have conversation with artists, where most of them are stuck inside 4 walls producing their own music. I've seen they get lost or into a void. It's about self-sufficiency is one thing, but conversation always helps with a co-musician. That's why I feel like playing in a band is always a blissful thing rather than doing or composing to a director. It's just a comfort factor, I would say.
We have people like Srikant who actually helps indie musicians
Yeah.
to get a stage and all of those. But actually people are like, there is no bigger scene. So a lot of people, if what I personally feel is an indie musician, when he have some 10 songs he wants to go and perform, You just call someone, I want to perform here. You come and perform. That's the scene that I'm looking forward to. But here, because when you hear the club scene is also not so flexible with timings or with the genre or with the language or anything. Especially doing a regional, like if someone is doing indie music with regional language, say Tamil or whatever it is, it's very difficult. Because I only write Tamil indie music. I write my own songs, Tamil music. Lot of pubs don't accept Tamil indie music.
They just straight up say no Tamil.
No Tamil.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Guys, cut. Sorry.
Huh?
Jhanu's here.
Okay.
Okay.
Vediயான ஒரு conversation.